In Nosedive, social capital is the sought-after currency in each field, with people's lives centred around accruing points within an app for social interactions, and as in Bordeaux's model, it is a top-down system placing those with the highest points, or social ratings, as the most powerful in the field.
Hegemony refers to the dominance of one group, nation, or culture over another. The app used in the episode of Nosedive is one that allows users to rate other users out of a possible 5 stars. A simple concept with complex outcomes. This app represents cultural hegemony in a clear but subtle manner. Hegemonic control survives by fulfilling the need of the dominant group's interests, wants, and desires, but also is able to get the subordinate class to see these interests as natural or as a matter of common sense. Hegemonic control, in this instance, the ratings app, is not maintained with physical force or even the threat of physical force, instead by consent. In this episode, the police officer does not force Lacey out by threatening to use physical force, but instead by...
All downvotes are subject to a ×2 multiplier.
×2?
We recommend you avoid negative feedback at this time.
I'm on double damage?
Please, remove yourself from the airport immediately.
He even does it with a smile. Therefore, it is the threat to her social capital that makes her comply. Everyone we see is consenting to being rated, and in turn, be controlled by this app.
Much like contemporary Western society, the world depicted in Nosedive is a hierarchical class system. Status is conceptualized in Bordeaux's theory as including lifestyle, which is a totality of cultural practices including dress, speech, outlook, and bodily disposition. Over the course of the episode, we see Lacey constructing her style and image in accordance with what will maneuver her through the fields to a higher social status.
For example, here we see Lacey constructing and controlling her habitus, with the aim of communicating that her inner world adheres to the dominant ideology of the social world through her disposition, and so is worthy of being given a higher rating by the people she encounters.
This clip is the first time we have seen Lacey in the field of work, and the power struggle comes to the forefront. The two women appear as equals briefly as they greet, until we see that the lady has a rating of 4.6. While she smiles, Lacey's face then drops, acknowledging their difference in status. As the conversation moves towards their work status...
You're still at Habitus? Yeah, it's going pretty great.
Lacey's body language changes. Here, the discursive practices of the unsaid signifies that those with higher ratings are afforded more social mobility in the field of work.
Well, good luck. I know, right?
This is also indicated by the service workers typically being a 3-star rating. The lower ratings can be attributed to each person's network determining the level of access to social capital. Those with exposure to higher status individuals have the potential of being or becoming higher status through virtue of the social interactions with them.
Quality people.
Another example of this in Nosedive is when Lacey goes to view a new apartment complex. She is told that if she reaches a
4-5,
she would qualify for their
Prime Influencers program,
awarding her a
20% discount.
This is a consequence of the dominant ideology. The ideology that people who are a higher rating are entitled to certain benefits and perks than those of a lower rating.
Dominant ideology and hegemony work together, creating ideological hegemony. This occurs when an individual takes part in reinforcing power structures and societal ideas willingly, even if these power structures and ideas are harmful or silencing to those without access to power. In this clip, we see the character of Chester, a fellow employee of Lacey, struggling to rebuild his social capital in the office and in turn reinforcing power structures.
They're from the organic stall at the farmer's market?
In this next clip, we see evidence of the ideological hegemony summed up in 3 words.
Poor Chess.
No. We're all on Gordon's side.
Sure. Obviously.
Chester in this instance is a subordinate class due to his rating. He is relentlessly attempting to increase his rating by targeting the people who diminished his rating in the first place, as they have the power to increase his social status again. This is a prime example of the struggle to succeed within the social sphere.
Thank you.
The depiction of the struggle for social capital within Nosedive is one that provokes the audience to question how social media impacts social interactions, while at the same time exploring the question,
who is dominant and for what purpose?
And who is subordinate and what do they gain or lose?